Here we are again, an army of kittens versus Nordland's finest, Kittenpaw against Hole-Poker. As you can see, this is the closest game we have ever seen. 1187 to 1188. So you have to say that Hole-Poker has a big advantage here. Still, rating differences aside, I think that these are two pretty good players. Kittenpaw is probably bound to win this division anyway. Hole-Poker is not so fortunate. Let's say, while they're looking at the map, let's see. Lots of words done in the middle here. So this is the 5th time these two players actually start out on this game. They have tried a different map 4 times, desynced 4 times. This is the 5th attempt. I hope it goes well. At any rate, so let's take a look here quickly as they're starting to deploy how the division table is looking like. And as you can see here, Kittenpaw is doing pretty well for himself, being in the 4th position right now, undefeated, having not taken any single losses, which I think will end here against Hole-Poker. But Hole-Poker meanwhile is on the 10th place here, and he hasn't actually earned any of these points. This is his first game in this league, taking over the points from another player. And I do cheer for Hole-Poker in this game, I have to say. I'm a little bit biased, and I'm a little bit biased mainly because of one thing, and that's if Hole-Poker loses this game and then eventually maybe loses another game due to bad luck in deployment, etc., all things can happen. I doubt Hole-Poker could actually make it to the top 6 of Division 1, and if he doesn't make it to top 6 in Division 1, he won't actually go through to the top division when the thing changes after 11 games. Let's remember here that we did have a rule change yet again. At the early start of this league, we had the setups as such that you played each opponent twice in your league, and then you switched leagues, so the top 6 of each division would end up in a new division called the top division, and the bottom 6 of each division end up in the bottom division. And then you played everyone again twice as well. That was changed by Game Night, the organizer, and it was supposed to be 22 games in the first division, then 11 to cut down on the amount of games. And now he has changed it yet again. Now it's gonna be 11 games for the first division and 22 for the second. And all of this means that if Hole-Poker does not make the upper division, I think he will crush the lower division. And I'm a bit fearful of that, because if he doesn't have any opposition for 22 games, he's going to come out of that for the playoffs with a fully maxed out Mercenaries warband, and Mercenaries are extremely dangerous when they are maxed out. So that's why I do cheer a little bit for Hole-Poker. I hope that he makes in the top division, where the top players will bash each other's brain outs, create injuries and all kinds of things. Exactly what Kittenpaw at this moment is lacking. And Hole-Poker as well, of course. None of them have injuries, none of them have any out of actions so far. You can see here that they have a little bit of a scattered initiative ladder. From the previous game that they desynced here, I know that one of those 29s, and probably both of them, are warriors. And we can assume that they have probably heavy armor and maybe hammers as well to really reduce the initiative that low, which is not that bad, I have to say. Hammers do the most amount of damage at this early level with white weapons, so why not? And warriors do have a passive that gets them plus 20% hit chance if they do hit for the first attack. We also know that Hole-Poker, for his heroes, are bringing 2 young bloods who are both ranged, while Kittenpaw is bringing 2 Templar Knights, so definitely a melee advantage to Kittenpaw, the range advantage to Hole-Poker. So if I were Hole-Poker here, I wouldn't advance straight up towards Kittenpaw, but that was exactly what he did during the last desync. For the games that they have played so far, we had Hole-Poker beating Kittenpaw for the first game, I believe. Then in the second game, Kittenpaw beating Hole-Poker. In the third game, they desynced with the Kittenpaw advantage. And now that they desynced again recently here. And while no one had actually done any damage, it was clear that Hole-Poker had made a big mistake, and then they desynced before Kittenpaw could take advantage of that. So we'll see how this game turns out. You can take a look at the top left corner of the screen here, and you see that the morale of Kittenpaw is 114 and the morale of Hole-Poker is 102. So a slight advantage here. It probably ends up being one more unit that needs to go down for Kittenpaw before he routes. Very, very nice game this. Both of these players do come from the level 10 tournament scene, so they are quite experienced and they're really good players, and they're no doubt going to crush their way through this first division and do really well in the upper division as it's joined here. We will see if it's actually going to be 22 games for the second division. I hope it's not. I hope that Game Night changes his mind yet again, and I hope that, because I think that if you do play 22 games, the players who end up 5th and 6th in each division, they are gonna be mauled by all of the sharks in the top division, and I think that will be very much the motivating factor. Of course, this is always going to happen, but if you have divisions set up like you have 11 games in one division, and you switch up, and then you have 11 games, and then you switch up, and then you have 11 games and switch up, playing one game against each opponent in each of these divisions. You get the same amount of games, but you do get a bit more of a change depending on how it's going for your warband. You might have to redo a little bit of the seeding here for the playoffs, we'll see. But I think it's going to be really rough playing 22 games when you know that you're going to lose 16 of them right off the bat, for some of these players that end up in the top division. And these two players do belong in the top division, and I think they are gonna make it there. We hope Hole-Poker does at least. Kittenpaw is definitely going to make it there. He's one of the league favorites. And I think that Hole-Poker will also be a league favorite as soon as this warband gets leveled a little bit. Lots of wordstone and loot here. That's the best thing about scavengers, is that you get slightly more loot, slightly more search points. I believe that's the case at least, which encourages you to spread out and gain a little bit more power for your warband here. It's not all about killing your opponent. You need to get the loot as well. Although, to be fair, with the changes we have in the rules, you can get most of the required wordstones for the different shipments just from PvE missions. That's possible. Gonna see Captain Calico here. He always starts with a sword, I've noticed that, and then he switches up to a handgun or Hockland rifle. I think it's a Hockland rifle. Bit more range on that, and this is a good position to take up that rifle and start getting to a high point, and that might be what we're actually seeing here soon. See if he can snipe something, do a little bit of early damage. Gonna see the switch coming, here we go. They make excellent ranged units here. I know that their passive is for dodge tanks, because well, an offensive dodge character, because it pairs very well like that. It's like the mercenary captain's ability is for dodge. And we see the two warriors here. They're probably 29 initiative, but I think that they are really good as ranged characters too, and that's mostly because if you're going with 2 Templar Knights, which is really strong, I think that when it comes to this particular league, early on and through the mid game, the Witch Hunters are no doubt the absolutely best warband for this. And many of the other warbands, they start with mediocre heroes, or they will be struggling with certain units that get good first in the late game, and maybe their henchmen are not top quality, but the Witch Hunters are really good at almost everything. Templar Knights are fantastic, and I think to counteract their heavy melee presence, I think you should have your Witch Hunter Captain as a ranged character. It makes him stay alive, you get 1 extra blue pill, helps you reload and move around, keep him safe, and he has some really powerful abilities in Trial of Pain, for instance. And some really good weapon choices like the crossbow pistols. So I think that's a major thing, and from what I know so far, all of the Witch Hunter players in this league seem to go for that, and it's a really good choice. Kittenpaw is definitely doing that, he's a top player. I know that Rioren, who is crushing it in Division 2, is doing that as well, going with a ranged Witch Hunter Captain. The same thing with V Fenrir, who is in the middle of the pack in Division 2, is doing that. And the 4th player here, who is that actually? There was someone from Division 1, right? That would have been... No, it's someone from Division 2. There are 3 Witch Hunter players in Division 2. Well, I forgot who that is, but I wonder if that player is also going with the same. Isn't that David is trying? I don't know how he has set up his leader, but we'll see. Kittenpaw got a little bit of scouting here on the 2 warriors. He saw that both of them had 4 red pills, meaning they're at least level 3, and why wouldn't they be? Lots of wordstones, marking out the clusters here. I don't think anything is gonna happen, so let's just skip ahead a little bit of Hole-Poker's turn and come back as soon as something happens here and Kittenpaw gets to move again. Coming back here, Kittenpaw just wrote here the 344s of Hole-Poker still moving. He asked if they are all archers, and then he deleted the text. And we'll see. We'll see if they are that. We know that both of the 57s here are 2 young bloods with dueling pistols. And I don't know if they are white pistols or blue pistols. If they're blue, they're extremely deadly. If they're white, they're sort of meh. And the dueling pistols, they do cost 3 red pills to shoot, because they are black powder weapons. Might indicate that these 2 young bloods both have 6 red pills, making them quite dangerous in that case. But if they are white, they won't do too much damage. And then you can sort of debate if there is a ranged advantage here for Hole-Poker or not, because the Huntloch rifle of Kittenpaw is good. He has 1 unit with a bow, but there are 2 young bloods locked down with dueling pistols, and we don't know if they are entirely focused on range. They might not do too much damage here, especially against the Templar Knights. So it's up to Hole-Poker's henchman and captain to hold those damaging units in place. See if he can do that. Kittenpaw has been checking the minimap for most of this time. It's almost about his time here to move. Remember that both of these players have marked for death as their objectives. And they both need to take down 2 different units. We see that Alfred Stannard is one of them. And what is the other one? Anders Stammard and Alfred Stannard. Well, very imaginative names. I don't know if Hole-Poker made them up himself or if that is randomly generated empire names. You saw the birds there that flew away? If Hole-Poker is paying attention to the minimap right now, those birds will actually show on the minimap as flying away, and hence you know that they have been disturbed, and you know exactly where your opponent has been going. Sir Snugglebunny, the absolutely best character here of Kittenpaw. Very heavily armored, getting Gift of Savagery, so he does even more damage for 3 whole turns. He's going to be encouraged here to do something about that. You see he has 40% armor and 260 wounds. That's really tanky. Very good. And the plus 3% extra 15% damage is very nice for him as well. with a mace, and I think it's a blue mace and a blue heavy armor. And we see his follow-up Templar Knight here. Not as powerful, but we will see. What kind of young bloods are these from Hole-Poker? If he's using dueling pistols for both of them, I hope that they are able to fire twice. But if one of them is only able to fire once, I think that's a mistake compared to using a regular bow, because then you can shoot twice instead of once. And the Hole-Poker is an experienced player, so he knows this. And if both of his young bloods are indeed with 6 red pills, it means that his heroes are slightly, just slightly more leveled, or at least more evenly leveled than these 2 Templar Knights. And the captain is always a really dangerous melee threat. We cannot underestimate that. Remember that it parries for free, so you can get a lot of attacks. If you're a mercenary player, putting your best single-handed weapon on the mercenary captain is always a really good choice. When it comes to most of these warbands, actually, if it's a melee unit, well, mostly if it's a melee leader, you should put most of your best things on him. He's the one most likely to survive, and where you can pick and choose your battles because he has better movement, and a lot of things about him is just simply better. Unknown to a lot of players, you do count up that all of the attribute points that you get for your henchmen, they're always the same. Same for the heroes, they get a set amount, which is slightly more than what henchmen does to get. And for leaders, they do get more attribute points than heroes. It equals out a little bit if you do take natural leader, but you still get a little bit less. Same with lads got talent. So leaders are the ones that get the absolutely most power, so to speak, even though the skill points are the same. We do see a little circle here. We saw a little circle there, and that indicates where Hole-Poker's unit was. It's sort of bugging out a little bit. You can see the 2 wordstones have been claimed in the middle left here, and those are wordstones claimed by Hole-Poker. They're probably the ones right near his wagon here. Going to them, picking them up, probably taking a bonus or a negative here.
A new round has started.
And then bringing them back to the wagon. Anything is better than nothing. Kittenpaw is the slight favorite here, based on how it has gone before, and we did say somewhat where those games were leaning at, but remember that except for the last game, Hole-Poker had a different warband. I leveled up a warband for him, and some people claim that it was a little bit overpowered in how it turned out, but sadly it also corrupted his file, since I had many more veteran points than he did. And since then he's just rapidly re-leveled it, and I think it's much weaker now, and as you saw from the rating, it's much more fair. It's just at Kittenpaw's level. Well, he has more rating than Kittenpaw, so he's obviously at a big advantage. We said that earlier. Kittenpaw not willing to endanger himself too much here. He was hoping to go down into the buildings and down the basement and then climb down here, but yeah, that's not an alternative. Well, he seems to be able to find something here. Does he want to open it? What can it be? Wow, he's really happy about that. Look at him. A blue longbow, that's perfect. That's a perfect thing. Yeah, you can't equip it now, but that's gonna be hell for the next opponent here for Kittenpaw. Let's see who's going to get that. It's a longbow though, so it's definitely gonna go to the Sea-Lot Archer. Snowball. Now he's not killable. Yeah, I mean, blue longbow has a really good range, so I think he's up to, what is it, 30 range? And 30 range is quite a bit. Have to be careful with these units. You see that they have armor value of 5, so they will take quite a bit of damage when they are shot at. And 2 Youngbloods with pistols, if they're white, these are the targets they want to fire at. They don't want to fire at the Templar Knights because they're heavily armored, and then you're gonna do like 15 damage or something like that for each shot, and that's just not worth 6 red pills. So all about shooting at these guys. See if Kittenpaw is correct about the 344s there. 255s, we see Youngbloods. The 50 initiative guy, we don't know what he is, we don't know what the 44s are, but we do know that both of the 29s are warriors. And as I said earlier, probably heavily armored and with hammers. In fact, in the last desync game we did see that one of the warriors actually had a hammer. Gonna see a little bit more looting here from Kittenpaw. Let's see if it's a fragment. It is. Yeah, it's better than nothing. Personally, I try and pick up even fragments. Did you know that well, everyone probably knows that you get a certain percentage if you win the match of the remaining loot, and that's dependent on the difficulty level. So this would be a normal game because they're evenly matched, sort of. And from there, you get a certain percentage depending on difficulty level and depending on how many warriors you have that are surviving after the battle is done, of the remaining loot of the map. So just picking up a fragment means that you have a better pool to get rewards from. So if you can't reach all of the clusters and shards, you're picking up a few fragments, and it means there are more clusters and shards in the reward pool here. Oh, not a really bad spot, just under the bridge. Gonna see if we spot any of these units now. Alfred and Anders Stannard. Might these actually be, they have the same name there, so they're probably named by Hole-Poker, and it's probably role played as some brothers or something, and that could indicate that it's the 2 Youngbloods. I do think so. It's not the 2 warriors. They don't have a skull next to their icon. Skipped ahead a tiny little bit here. We see that Klaus, one of the warriors, is indeed in ambush mode, and you see that from the 2 red dots there that are Kittenpaw is using this trick here to figure out actually what kind of units there are. We see Jürgen Silverstein, a marksman here with 4 that can shoot twice as well. 28 to 41 damage. That's actually, there's probably a blue longbow or blue bow or something. We can see him here on the minimap. And he can shoot Captain Calico. Yeah, that's definitely a longbow. That's definitely a longbow. You wouldn't be able to reach that far. Very nice longbow. Exactly the kind of thing that Kittenpaw just picked up and can't use. So this is what Kittenpaw could do himself later on. So first blood, Hole-Poker. Yeah, of course it does outrage a rifle somehow. It has 30 range, and your white rifle it has... no, wait. Yeah, Hole-Poker is right about that. If it's a huntlock rifle, I think it's 30 range for the white one. So it's actually the same. But if this is a handgun, then it's 25 range for... Isn't it? No, wait. No, it's just 20... yeah. Whatever. it's a range, and apparently the Overwatch did not trigger. So either Hole-Poker went into a specific position that got him the just tiny little bit of advantage here, or there is indeed a range advantage. First blood to Hole-Poker though. Whittling down the leader here. I don't think the leader is going to be a concern here. I don't think it's going to go down for Kittenpaw. Usually puts him in a very safe position. It usually doesn't take any damage. So taking a little bit of damage early on, it's not going to help anything. What Hole-Poker really needs to hurt is going to affect the battle later on is one of the melee units. Those are the ones that are going to be roughed up a bit. Those are the ones that any kind of damage helps in whittling them down and getting the advantage in melee as well. See Snowball here, he's just itching to get a hold of that blue longbow that Kittenpaw is holding right now. But he can't for this game, and you see 1926. Yeah, that is indeed a white bow or longbow. It's not quite the same power as the marksman had here for Hole-Poker, but he has put some blue weapons and armor on his unit when it comes to melee. See if that can actually be matched by Hole-Poker or not. I think that if Kittenpaw expects Hole-Poker to jump down here, I think he's sorely mistaken. Seeing how he skirmished his way past that with the marksman, I think he's gonna stay up there. I mean, why wouldn't he? There are not too many points to come up on, and of course he's gonna want to maximize his range here and doing a bit of damage. And Kittenpaw's gonna creep closer and closer and closer, and he needs to do that. What kind of initiative did that marksman have? Was that one of the 44s? I hope that we can actually check that out. Well, the risk here, of course, is that Kittenpaw picks this up and loses his last blue pill. Because he wants to pick up both of the stones? Yeah. Well, it's a he doesn't want to risk it. This is something that a more greedy player might have made a mistake on, is picking that up, then losing a blue pill due to randomness. It's not that common, but it happens every now and then you're completely exposed with a unit that you wanted to use later. He might not die here, I don't think so, but we don't really know what kind of firepower that Hole-Poker is bringing in this game. We saw that was a longbow, a blue longbow, which is good for the marksman, but it's not something that Youngblood could use. And the two ranged Youngbloods, we don't know what kind of weapon or firepower that they are having at their disposal. We're gonna have to wait and see until they're revealed, and then we can sort of figure it out a little bit by the damage numbers maybe. Although you can easily be fooled, especially when it comes to melee weapons, because if you have really high strength, it's boosted quite a bit, 3% for each point of strength. That was not a good Overwatch. But is that a huntlock rifle? That's the thing, like the huntlock rifle, that has 30 range as a white weapon, equaling the blue longbow. But if it's a handgun, I don't think it has that range. Trying to oh, he does find a spot to fire at. Briefly there, did you see it? Maybe I was mistaken. I think I saw... Yeah, there it is! A brief, tiny little spot. You saw that it flagged there. He could have shot something. Something that was behind the cover. He might not have a good chance, but he could at least have tried and shoot something. He had an opportunity. Where does Kittenpaw want to move from here? Yeah, why not? This should be a very safe spot. Yeah, this is pretty much out of cover. Yeah, but I think Kittenpaw missed that. I think he had an opportunity here to shoot. Let's see if he checks out that marksman again. I think he's searching for him. We can see what kind of initiative he has. I'm surprised that Kittenpaw is not going to the minimap right now. Holding his cursor over one of the enemy units just to figure out what else Hole-Poker here is bringing. Yeah, obviously Kittenpaw needs to advance, and Hole-Poker's gonna stay up there. Like, he's not gonna advance with a blue longbow henchman. That's for sure. Can he... I'm interested to see what else Hole-Poker's bringing. We know it's the captain, we know it's 2 young bloods, but you don't know how many more warriors there are and how many more marksmen there are. We see one of... yeah, he's indeed 44. Could that be 3 marksmen? Wow. If so, that's really heavy range. 3 marksmen and 2 ranged youngbloods, that's gonna be wow. Really? Is Hole-Poker bringing that much range actually? Let's see. Yeah, he's clearly going into an ambush there behind that little building, and that's the jump up point. You can see the little character moving here right now. You see him moving there right to the northernmost red icon. It's moving there on the overhead map. Back and forth. So that jump up point is just going into an ambush there, waiting for someone to come and get him.
A new round has
started. Amazing
started.
shield as an alternative weapon, alright. Didn't get to see too many stats. Yeah, Hole-Poker also has... well, Kittenpaw also has to jump down here, remember that? And since he has to jump down, there is a potential for fall damage all the time. See, 78% chance to avoid fall damage there. Fall damage is dependent on how far you jump down, but still. Okay, there is a staircase here. He probably wants to use that up. That's the kind of damage that Hole-Poker wishes happens here. Any damage on these melee units is good because it means they're easy to take down later on. That's what you need. If he goes under here, he should really not go up yet. He needs to be careful. I don't know if he can be shot at this angle. It's not like anyone is gonna jump down. That ambush is actually useless because if it is a 6 movement character jumping down, they can actually charge him. So it's no use going into an ambush. It's just gonna be denied. If they see him jump down here and they see him ambushed and they can charge him instantly from that point, that ambush is wasted. Yeah. Block jump downs. Yeah, it's not like Hole-Poker is going to go there. Kittenpaw should be familiar with his strategy. He knows that in one of the games that I watched a few of these desyncs now, and one of the games Hole-Poker actually was extremely cowardly. Usually they have been pretty aggressive, both of them, but in one of the games Hole-Poker just hid in a house with every single unit. So Kittenpaw should be expecting that Hole-Poker has this. Oh, it seems to be like an invisible little wall here. Kind of annoying, but at least it's not covering the entire path. Needs to be careful here so he's not shot through the windows. Yeah. I don't know if that's actually a safe spot either. Remember the blue longbow can shoot from a very far distance. Yeah, that's a good spot. That's a much better spot. That's unable to be shot from that point. Kittenpaw really realized that. I think he's making very good moves so far. I'm glad we get to see this. Are you gonna pick up some stones? Good idea. Maybe he can inch himself forward a little bit here and get the fragment as well. I mean, why not get him? -1 cost to shoot and aim. +1 cost to shoot and aim. Is that, yeah, you could, yeah. I don't think he's gonna pick this up, is he? Remember what you said earlier, you could lose the last blue pill, be exposed here. Let's see. This is a shooting position from top there. Oof. -2 movement range though. Not exactly fantastic either. For 2 turns, at least he's almost up there. We saw that Alfred Stannard, that was one of the young bloods, and you saw him? Did you see that? He had 6 red pills. He had 6 red pills. That's 2 shots with the dueling pistols. That's also something you can get an indication of, the level and everything. Now Kittenpaw is doing the right thing here. He's gonna check what kind of characters are coming up. So Alfred Stannard is a youngblood that is one of the heroes. Of course, it's almost always the heroes that you have for Marked of Death. Heroes and leaders, or a really high level. Yeah, he could shoot from that position. Ouch, 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 ouch. Yeah, that's big sigh. Ouch, 34. I think that's white pistols though. I'm going back to my side. Yeah. Kittenpaw is baiting him here to come in, and he's tired of doing this game of being the one advancing, because he sees that there is a big disadvantage, and he's gonna take a lot of damage now because there's gonna be another one. There's gonna be another young brother, and it's probably nearby. And remember that there is another. Yeah, I think this character might die. Remember, there is the longbow marksman coming as well with 2 shots. Yeah, Mittens is gonna die. Mittens is going to die. It's gonna be the first casualty of Kittenpaw. He has sent me a Steam message here saying that this is the annoying thing about mercenaries. They always have campers. Yeah, I mean, what sort of incentive do Kittenpaw really have to advance further? Oh yeah, both of the youngbloods, as we expected, because they had the same name. But that marksman is gonna kill Mittens. I think that's definitely for sure here. Let's see if we get something revealed here. Is the other 244s also marksman? Then he's definitely doomed. No! Either that was not a marksman, or he is too far away to do anything. Went into an ambush. Oh, Overwatch, if that's okay. Now here he comes. Here he comes by Mittens, indeed. Instant advantage to Hole-Poker. If he can't shoot from any of these positions, he might not be able to. Yeah, he's struggling. He's struggling to find a position to shoot in. He has 70 seconds on him. Yeah, especially for the guy, your Zealot, your melee Zealot, who got -2 movement. Mittens goes down. He was level 3. We say goodbye to him. We hope he doesn't get too high injury here for... Yeah. That's true for Kittenpaw indeed. And I think it's frustrating for Kittenpaw in the sense that they've had 4 desyncs and he has been in the advantage during 3 of them. So if he loses here, it's gonna feel like it stings even more. Kittenpaw down 1 guy, Hole-Poker retreating perfectly back into the house. Well, if, and it's a big if, That should be a... No, I don't like that position. I don't like the position. They can shoot down from there. They can shoot down from there. If they can shoot from that point, they can just go across. Yeah. I think he has sacrificed another one here, but he's trying to make a game of it. Hope he can go up here now, because if this guy, Snugglebunny, comes up, he's extremely dangerous. And he is, if Hole-Poker does indeed have this many marksmen, it's going to be difficult to hit him, it's going to be difficult to do anything. He can actually climb up here and maybe catch a few of the units, and if they clumped up, it could be devastating. But he has to watch out, because you know there is this captain, and there are at least 2 warriors, and you cannot disengage with this unit. He climbs up without... wow, perfect climb. So what can you do here? What do you see? Yeah, don't go in there, don't go in there, don't go in there. Okay. Oh ho ho ho! Goodbye, Youngblood. I think that's a perfect spot to kill the Youngblood. Yeah, good choice. This is gonna hurt. Alfred Stannard, one of the units that he had to take down. Snugglebunny is going to be difficult to be shot at this place as well. Ugh. Unlucky for Kittenpaw, missing one of the 95s. Doing decent damage. He's in the window. You can probably shoot Sir Snugglebunny from the window and in. But more support is coming, and they need to come quick here. Remember that the warriors are probably... oh, we actually didn't see the warriors. They're probably hiding in the house as well. He's not even guarding the up points here. Hole-Poker, that is. 54%. Ah, that's not fantastic, and you don't want to actually climb up there, because if you fail, you're blocking the walk-up point, and... yeah, I don't know how Hole-Poker could not know that. This is going to distract Hole-Poker at least. I don't think you might see the seal-out snowball here. We'll see. You can also walk up into the house, no? There might be a climb-up point here nearby. Oh, that cluster looks juicy. Doesn't want to expose this slightly injured... which hunter? He sees the stairs there. You see it to the left, just out of sight right now. But there are some stairs there. The problem with those stairs is that, well, they hopefully lead up to the main central plateau. But if they don't, they're useless, and he needs to figure out if they are useless or not. But remember, it takes a long time to get there. That's like 2 turns. Oh, he gets a shot. Shooting opportunity. Oh, it's the captain. He spotted the captain. This could be nice. Do you want to get 2 shots off here? And you can shoot at Anders Stannard as well, but this is interesting. This changes a lot of planning here for Kittenpaw. Oh no, he can't get it back into protection. Oh, the longbow man could probably fire here. And that's a... oh! We'll see if that triggers the captain to go out there, but considering that Hole-Poker likes to keep his team together, I don't think he's actually gonna risk anything. And that makes Hole-Poker predictable. We'll see if he defies, don't say, but yeah, wow. Reynard Rutherford, that's probably a blue weapon as well, 3444 already. That looks really hurtful. It's about the same as the blue mace of Kittenpaw. Snowball inflict a little bit of damage on one of the warriors. Yeah, it's a heavy armor warrior. I think he's blocking the walking up point. I think that's what he did. He might go in with that, yeah. Well, we can't say unlucky. It was 21% hit chance, but yeah, he's definitely blocking the up point here. That's what he's doing. Or going into... Yeah, okay. Sort of blocking the up point. You can climb up there, but you can't go down the stairs anymore. And that's the second warrior, so he has actually gone down here a bit. If the captain is not in heavy armor, he could reach him, but then he wants to have a parry stance. And you see that the Templar here hiding? Hole-Poker does not know about him. Not yet. And he's in an ambush mode here, so he could... Okay, yeah, now he knows. He knows. But tying down here the second Templar, it could be a good choice for this. I mean, it's a crowded place, it's difficult to shoot in here. You tie down a very important hero of Kittenpaw with a heavy armor warrior that will probably stay there for quite a bit. If he has parry, he can probably parry one of his attacks every round, which is going to be the first round. Yeah, I think this is a good shot. Ooh, I hope that was not a desync. Ooh. Let's see. Yeah, of course he misses. That was unlucky. And I think that's a wise decision by Hole-Poker. That's experience showing. You saw that? He has 2 attacks with that warrior, but he was like, no, I'm not gonna attack into that. It's the Templars. The Templar needs to attack into my henchman to get loose. And then he's gonna face 4 red pills and a parry. So really good decision here by Hole-Poker, extending that fight for as long as possible. And I think that Kittenpaw is interested in coming in and helping out in this attack now. Yeah, you can't climb up yet. Don't block the point, Kittenpaw, don't block the point. Good. I think he's blocking the point. No one else can climb up. And if you... I think he's blocking the point, and if you jump down, yeah, Hole-Poker is not gonna jump down. And remember, his captain is coming up, and the 2 young bloods, and the longbow marksman, and we see another marksman, and we see a warrior here on 44, so he has a bit of a melee compartment anyway. That's the Zealot with -2 movement. He's not gonna do anything. I hope that Snuggle Bunny can hold out here. I'm starting to feel this is weird. I was cheering for Hole-Poker at the start of the game, and now I just feel for Kittenpaw here. And hopes that Kittenpaw can recover from this. It's all about up to the Snuggle Bunny, the Templar Knight, the most leveled unit here to pull his weight. -2 movement. Ugh. Why not just pick up the fragment and hope for a +3 movement to counterbalance it? Is he doing that? No, 21 gold. Okay, that's good. He wants this guy to survive, and he might not make it to the battle in time. He barely gets anywhere. Like, he's even further away from the battle now than when his turn started. Yeah, but official flag grabber, but he doesn't have any inventory space. Well, it's nice to know that these guys don't have blue pistols. They do a lot of damage. And in the first warband that Hole-Poker had, they did have, well, at least one of them had blue pistol. They only had 1 young blood at that point. Now he has 2 of them because they did so well for himself, and he's hoping to get some blue weapons for them. Still doesn't have that. Trying to search for something to shoot. I mean, if he goes around a little bit, he can shoot at Snuggle Bunny, but Snuggle Bunny is a poor target. He wants to shoot at something else. Indecisive. At least this battle seems to be happening now. Well, remember that he has white pistols, you know, they don't have the greatest of range. That's 15 range. Still finding Pumpkin here. I mean, why not shoot at that guy? I mean, if you were looking for targets, I thought he was looking for different targets. That's a perfect target. He doesn't have any armor. Like, he's perfect. He's the one you want to damage. That produces kills. You can't... Like the Templars, I don't know if you're gonna get them, Hole-Poker. I don't think you're gonna get them. So just damage the henchmen that can be damaged here. Mason Shield. Yeah. Should probably attack into this. Might not have too great of a chance of hitting. So doing the same waiting game here, well, that's something you can always abuse with the Templars, like they can't disengage, so it's up to them to do any damage. This is the thing here, if Kittenpaw goes into it, if Hole-Poker goes into this fight with his captain, I think Hole-Poker's made a big mistake. Then he should just have attacked with the henchman. He seems to be trying to do that, but why stay with the red pills on the henchman then? That just doesn't make sense. That's just poor decision making. If he saves the red pills now, if he's gonna go in there with another character and give the Templar Knight have plus 10% melee resistance from his passive, then yeah. Just run after the other captain, the mercenary captain, the witch hunter captain, I mean. He can't be lacking in movement, and don't go around. You might find another target. And so, yeah, see this Zealot archer here. The Zealot archer is a much better choice. Big mistake, Hole-Poker. Big mistake. I think so. He probably needs to get the 2 Templars for Mark of Death, maybe. But why do this? Why do this? Why save the 4 red pills? And you could have just used them for attack, and then you would have multiplied. Yeah, you deserve to miss. Poor choice, could have locked down the archer here as well in a fight that he could never win. Oh, he has Web of Steel. Yeah. So the Web of Steel here. The Web of Steel here. Should I reconsider what I just said? Maybe. You know, it is a mercenary captain. No one wants to attack a mercenary captain in Web of Steel. So he might still be forced to attack the warrior here, and then the saving of the red pills could be good anyway. Yeah, maybe it works out. I don't know if Hole-Poker planned it out like that. Maybe he did. Maybe he's really crafty. Maybe not. 28% chance. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Seems to only have 1 shot available to him as well. That other marksman. So he's not as good as the blue longbow dangerous guy. He comes here. Yeah, sadly that's a part of the game. I mean, it's sort of some strategy in a way. I just hope it's not going to be excessive camping. And I think that when it comes to the Buddyhood Brawl League, that's also frowned upon. It's something you should try and avoid. And we talk about excessive camping, like going into the corner of the map and just sit there for the game, waiting 10 turns for your opponent to come to you. That's the kind of behavior that is frowned upon. Yeah, I mean, Captain Calico is not gonna put himself in a dangerous position ever again after this. See how close he is. See how close he is to the wall. The captain. Why didn't the captain just go for witch hunter? I don't know why. There was such a poor. Or go for the marksman. He could have gone for anything. Or that injured flagellant in the ambush stance. The captain could have done a lot of things. He should have done a much better choice. Yeah, I don't refrain. I think he had much better choices than go into that Templar Knight. If he's trying to get the secondary objective, yeah. He had locked down the Templar Knight. Why focus on him? See another warrior here, missing. Yeah, I think we can say that Snuggle Bunny is safe. And since he doesn't even you saw that? Hole-Poker didn't even exit with a stance. And since he didn't end with a stance, I think it's readily apparent here that, oh yeah, this is gonna hurt. Since he didn't end in a stance, I think Snuggle Bunny is gonna focus down the warrior now. Because as you saw, the young blood cannot do anything, he doesn't even attack, he probably has 20% hit chance anyway. So, yeah. Why attack the young blood when it doesn't pose any danger in this lockdown? Just kill the warrior. See if Kittenpaw realizes that, or if well realizes. I'm not in the complete right here. I'm just telling you what I think. It's a good choice. Yeah, don't attack that guy. Don't attack that guy. That's the one you. Oh yeah. But you're gonna get attacks against you either way. Probably shouldn't even attack, actually. I think that would have been a better choice. Fail the parry here, 76% chance. Yeah, he has Web of Steel. He has Web of Steel, Kittenpaw. Yeah, he has Web of Steel. Don't attack. Don't attack. Wow, he's lucky at least. Failed both of the parries. That's lucky. That's very lucky. And that could be the beginning of the end of the mercenary captain here. Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so attack the warrior, please. Okay, you're gonna get some few counterattacks here. Well, 51% chance is not that bad actually. See if that. I mean, he has almost killed the young blood here. That's gonna kill the young blood. It's gonna even out the score. I hope they don't desynchronize this time. You see that Kittenpaw is patiently waiting 2-3 seconds, 4-5 seconds here for the next attack to happen. We'll see if Hole-Poker does the same. He should just see the counter and then you attack. Yeah. Or maybe he just has 5 red pills. To be honest, I haven't checked too far. Okay, so we're gonna see 2 shots here. And he needs to be able to move to a sort of safe space. Yeah, that's a poor shot. You don't want to shoot that guy. You want to shoot the captain. That's the money shot. That's the guy you want to kill. That's the annoying guy. 30%. Actually, just shoot and maybe switch weapons or something. Because he's taking a bit of damage here now, Captain Calico from the longbow. Imagine what Kittenpaw can do with that longbow later on against all of the other unfortunates. He's gonna do the same thing to his opponent. Yeah, that's a good position maybe. I still think he can be shot down here by one of the young bloods, but yeah, this is turning around. This is going really well for Kittenpaw. He's been really lucky against that mercenary captain, you have to say that. He's been really lucky, but the mercenary captain did a poor fight. Very poor fight, I think. Both of the 4 of the red pills that this character had last turn was not used. Oh yeah. Sir Poncelot taking a bit of a beating. See if the mercenary captain goes down. Sir Poncelot might survive this, but I think it would be really surprising if he had the big luck again to go past 76% parry twice. I don't think that's gonna happen again. But it's gonna be dangerous from all of the range here of Kittenpaw. If Hole-Poker has any awareness now, he will go around with the longbow one and the free Youngblood and just pour down fire on Captain Calico. Is the warrior going down now? Here, there will be a flagellant waiting for him. Oh, he could jump down here. Beyond the flagellant and just go right into Captain Calico. That's a wise move. And Captain Calico is tied up against the wall. He's tied up against the wall. No, what are you doing? The Witch Hunter Captain is right there. He's gonna fire twice next turn with aims. Yeah, that's the by far best target. And he's half dead already. Yeah, this hurts. That was a very nice move for Hole-Poker, I think. It's gonna be a bloodbath this game. You can't just feel it. This is gonna be a bloodbath. Two good players and they just got mixed up with each other. Yeah, this is gonna be a bloodbath.
A new round has started.
Let's see what the Flagellants here can do. Probably want to attack the war. You saw that the warrior had heavy armor as well, so he's tough. Should go into the captain here and do a bit more damage on him. Yeah, you can actually check up if he's good all alone checks, Kittenpaw. But this is not gonna be an all alone check, by the way. This is not 2 versus 1. This is 1 versus 1 versus 1 versus 1, and that doesn't mean that there is a check. There won't be a check for this. He has no more parries, so yeah, finally. Yeah, this is not how all alone works. At least he hit once, so 40 wounds left on the mercenary captain. He's gonna I don't think he can go in there with another one, can he? Yeah. Yeah, he might be able to. Oh, that was close. He can't. I would help out your captain here. Yeah, see, but he's in heavy armor. That's gonna 13-19. Yeah, it's not gonna do much. That's a white heavy armor, by the way. That's the 30% armor. 25% for white heavy armor, and then a helmet, 30%. 2 nice hits. 2 nice hits. You have to say, and look, 2% chance for critical as well. Could happen, could happen. All of the dangerous units of Hole-Poker is coming up, so even if this seems like it's turning a little bit now for Kittenpaw and then back to Hole-Poker and then to Kittenpaw. He says that this is the this is the icon capture, but let's see. So we have seen 2 heavy armor warriors. That means that there's still 1 warrior left that we haven't seen from, that is not engaged yet for Kittenpaw. Where is that warrior? The problem with Game Night's rule here of you cannot grab the white items is that if a character has a blue item and some white items and you grab the blue one, you get an extremely high chance of losing the white equipment, like straight off the bat, because if you're looted, you have a very high chance of looting the rest of your equipment. If you're not looted, you usually get back with you have a very high chance of coming back with fortunate return, which is that you keep the equipment and everything. I noticed that units that are not disturbed tend to come back. I think they have a higher chance to get fortunate return as well. So like, if this mercenary captain dies and he's not looted, he seems to have a higher chance of coming back as a fortunate return rather than coming back as an injured character. It's just a theory I have, it's just what I've been noticing for the last 1300 hours of playing this game. Yeah, Sir Pounce-a-Lot is not doing good here. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah, and now the captain probably gonna kill him off. Salt Fort Cup in Mercy is rough, yeah, it is. More of waiting for it. Waiting for what? Waiting for the Witch Hunters to die here. We have a few seconds left there. Yeah, he's gonna do a few attacks here on Snuggle Bunny, I think that's good. They both fail insane parry rolls. I don't know what's... like, why parry if both of them are gonna fail this hard? Squire's Curse, nice. We don't often see that. We almost never see it in high level PvP because no one ever brings young bloods. But yeah, goodbye Sir Pounce-a-Lot. You are gonna take a big of a hit here. And that's 2-0. Let's see where the captain goes now. He's really hurt. I think he's actually running away from this battle. I don't think he will see... I don't think we'll see the captain for the rest of the game. His camping is costing me. Yeah, of course it is. I mean, that's... Here he goes. Looting the corpse. I don't know if he's... disengaging. Yeah, he's gonna run far, far, far off. Exactly as predicted. He's gonna run really far. I mean, he's not just around that corner. He went up some stairs and stuff. He's way off now. 40 wounds, he's not gonna be seen again. Although Kittenpaw can, with the minimap, see exactly where he went. Hole-Poker is probably gonna preserve him now. Yeah, you see that the captain, yeah, indeed, that's definitely his best character. He's gonna have him there. So Snuggle Bunny still gets hit. He has plus 10% melee resistance, not doing him anything. They keep hitting him. They have a good chance of 77 and 57 then. Still, no chance of scoring a critical hit. That's good for Snuggle Bunny. That's really nice. And oh yeah, back on your side. I don't know. They are both failing. I think it's pretty equal so far as RNG is concerned. One of the young bloods here is gonna die though. After these two marksmen have had their go at it. I will bring it to one hero each lost, but then Kittenpaw has lost one more henchman. He has the morale to cover for that though, but we'll see. Remember that the Zealot who got -2 movements, those -2 movement penalty is gone now, and Kittenpaw expressed here in the chat that he is the dedicated idol carrier. He has a full inventory, so he's gonna drop something, and just so he has to drop it into Hole-Poker's wagon. Probably doesn't want to do that. Yeah, here comes the longbow guy. This is the one he... I mean, it's a henchman, but he has a blue weapon. The other two young bloods doesn't seem to have a blue weapon. He doesn't seem to have a shot. Kittenpaw has done his work well. Probably in Overwatch somewhere. Probably not even... yeah. See this character here, the one who can only shoot once, he's gonna do an aim, and then his turn is over. Who is he gonna focus on? Yeah. You see the window here. Shooting a little bit off Patches. Where is he gonna go? I think Patches could probably go after that guy. Or Patches could probably go into the warrior. Remember that the witch hunter here, the Templar Knight is gonna kill the young blood. Then it's gonna be him against the warrior. And if Patches goes into the warrior had a helmet. He probably doesn't have a great all alone stats, and they could probably waste his turn. making sure that he doesn't have any yeah, he doesn't have any stance on him, and then it's easier to kill despite the heavy armor. This is a bold move. Very bold move. Ah, I didn't actually see that the marksman here, he went into Mason Shield in case he got attacked. Cool. Should be able to be shot here twice then. The marksman had 4% critical hit resistance, so there is a chance to score a critical hit on him. Is he searching for the longbow guy? Is that what? Ah, you know what? He might be. He might hoping that he could catch a glimpse of the captain here and finish him. I think that might be what Kittenpaw have been aiming for right now. His time is running out. Might be better to just take these shots on Arnold Corbin, and maybe Patches can go in there and really hurt him. I think Patches should actually just go for the heavy armored warrior in that case. Just see if the all alone can work in his favor. Bring down one of the heavy armor warriors, and a lot of the staying power that Hole-Poker is using to keep Kittenpaw in place is gonna vanish. Or he will be tempted here and try and do something dangerous. He really wants to reload here, but he wants to be in a safe position too. You can reload now. Just gonna come a longbow marksman here next turn, but it's alright because he has full health. Goodbye to Alfred Stannard. That's lucky. That was the first really lucky thing we saw so far. Yeah. One more hit. Ah, this is unbelievable. Is this gonna survive? Is it gonna survive this? What's happening? There we go. That was you can see that Sir Snugglebunny is not going down anytime soon. The warrior here, let's see if Hole-Poker practices the good tactic here and just goes into a parry with that unit. Calico almost dead too. He needs to be able to do something here. It's nice that he has 6 red pills, it means he can attack twice, and then he has this dodge attempt. And since due to his passive, he may be able to get another attack in Klaus here. Klaus is taking a bit of a beating, so he's not invincible. Hunter's Page, yeah, he hasn't really invested into agility. You can see it, he only has 6 agility, and I think that's the starting agility. He's focused on toughness. 57% chance, that's not much. That's not much. It's gonna be the same if Patches goes into... Oh, that's unlucky. I can feel for Kittenpaw, this is... That's unlucky. I mean, yes, he has 95% chance, but I mean, he would have hoped to get one of those dodge attempts. You saw that? He would have hoped to get one of those dodge attempts. Well, the one dodge attempt. That, since remember that the Youngblood managed to get a 26%. Yeah, of course. If I were this warrior, I would just go into the seal. Oh yeah, the sealed arch went up there. Do you want to go into the flagellant? No, you want to engage the other flagellant, because if you can engage the other flagellant, you negate all alone. Even if this flagellant backstabs this one, it's not gonna be an all alone trade one. But that's not happening. Why try to edge your way past Hole-Poker? You could just go around. Could have gone around that, I think, at least. Because the flagellant is not there anymore. No, it's not. It's moved already. That's the one. Pumpkin is that guy. Hope that Pumpkin can kill this guy off. Well, the upside here is we're gonna be able to test my theory here on Captain Calico. He was not looted, so his stuff was not touched, and that's, I mean, that indicates that he's gonna keep the stuff most likely, and he might get a full recovery. I think he has a much higher chance of that now. Yeah, I think Kittenpaw is gonna beat. I think Kittenpaw is gonna beat Hole-Poker next time, so I think it's gonna be fine anyway. And if they're gonna get hot-headed, they are probably gonna end up in the top division anyway and gonna face each other twice. Yeah, you have to leave something. You have the inventory full. That was the main thing here. It sucks leaving 21 gold to Hole-Poker. Just giving him 21 gold, that sucks. At least he gets a free dodge attempt from this, and he's gonna need that, and he can go into the marksman and kill him off, or go into the warrior and produce another all alone test at 57% chance if they are built the same way. Come on, just edge forward a little bit. There we go. Remedious Idol, stolen, minus 60 morale here for Lawler's Finest. I think Hole-Poker feels that he might have this in the bag right, with 3-1 in the kills. But who knows? Snuggle Bunny is not relenting, and one of the heavy armored warriors is pretty hurt. He's level 1 or level 2 or whatever that marksman was, who is not level 3 yet, is pretty hurt. He elected not to charge him though. But Kittenpaw has a good morale. Yeah, at least they are trying to patch things up here. Of course, it's I can understand Kittenpaw. It's not. I don't think it's actually the camping. Well, camping is annoying sometimes, but I think the major problem here is that they played 4 times. They've desynced 4 times, and in 3 of those games, it was clear that I think Kittenpaw would have won. So having a a rematch for the 5th time with a 3-1 in the baggage and then losing in the one that actually matters, that does hurt. Gonna go up into the archer here. Gonna be archer against archer. You can see he only has 1 attack. Low level scrub, Arnold Corvin. None of them are gonna complete the objective. None of them are gonna have much wardstone. What can Kittenpaw kill, realistically? What can he kill? The 2 heavy armored warriors at the bottom fighting the flagellants. I think, sadly, even though one of the heavy armored warriors is pretty hurt, they can probably green them down. 5% armor against 30% armor. They can probably green them down. So that's not looking too great for Kittenpaw right now. His a good archer Snowball is tied down with a low level marksman. The marksman is almost dead, so if he has a dual wielding or something, he could probably kill him pretty soon. But if it's a low level marksman, it's gonna be at most 12 morale. That means at least 2 more kills. He needs to, oh yeah, and I forgot about this guy. The longbow guy. I hope that whichever of Kittenpaw's units picked up the blue longbow, I hope he gets to keep that as a consolation here, because he is going to be crushed. One more unit down and it's gonna be good night. We know that Patches here doesn't have it. Who has the blue longbow? I think it was actually the Zealot, that's the archer, the Snowball. I think he had the blue longbow. Yeah, too bad about this game. It's gonna be... oh, does he even have a secondary weapon? Oh, that's so bad. That's so bad. Yeah, that's no, that's so bad. I'm so sorry about that. This guy is not gonna die. Failed a parry of 26. That's alright, you can fail that. Hole-Poker deliberately waiting here a little bit to make sure they don't desync. That's good. Yeah, Snuggle Bunny is a dangerous character. I don't think anyone is gonna kill him for a long time. You can see he's taking quite a bit of beating. He's not even half dead. He's really dangerous with that 40% armor. Yeah. Yeah, that's a drag. That is a drag. So... at least he's gonna survive, I think. Zealot Archer, both of the ranged components here that are free for Hole-Poker, they are downstairs here and they're gonna finish off that Flagellant, probably Pumpkin. I think Pumpkin is the one who's gonna die. And Kittenpaw, if he makes the route test, he should definitely disengage, pick up some stuff maybe if he can, or do a kill if he can, and then just voluntarily route. No sense staying around for a losing fight. Yeah, it's gonna be Pumpkin that's gonna die, and that's gonna be it for this game. He's worth at least 9 morale if he's level 0, and that means he goes down to a route test.
A new round has started.
Yeah, this is gonna be the last turn of Pumpkin. What can he do? Yeah, he's gonna focus on... yeah. Well, actually, I kind of like this. If not, I wonder if that character aura goes out into the warrior in the inner part there of the room. Oh yeah, he's looking for the captain. The sneaky bastard that Kittenpaw is. Yeah, I mean, you can check him up on the minimap. Why don't you check? He's probably in here in a building somewhere up on the roof. I think it's gone up. I know you have only one attack, 23. That's the problem, Patches. You can't kill him in one go. 23 to 28, you can't kill him. But you can definitely help to kill this guy if you hit. Oh! That was... oh! It's really not... yeah, that's not his game, Kittenpaw. That's not his game. Yeah, he's far away. I figured he's like 200 miles away. We're gonna see the route test after these 5 units have moved. Definitely. Gonna finish off. Remember that he's really easy to hit now, Pumpkin, because he's not engaged with anyone. Gonna be the longbow marksman probably. Understannad. Yeah, Patches is not going to go down, I think. Well, yeah, he's not gonna go down. Kittenpaw can end this. Imagine if that would have been a 1 and scored a critical hit, a 1% chance. That would be just the icing on the cake of this game. Well, I think we can say that I think that these two warbands are evenly matched. I think Hole-Poker's position made a big thing here. Kittenpaw tried to make it more of a game. Hole-Poker was camping a little bit, but it's also been a difference in some roles too, and yeah. Yeah, actually Patches might be the one dying. Yeah, Meringi sort of, kind of played a part, I think. Yeah, both of them think. Yeah. Let's see what this really worrying longbow marksman can do now. He's going for Patches. He's going for Patches. That's 2 Wordstone charge. That's not gonna end up in Kittenpaw's possession in case he dies here. At least it's the low level guy, level 1. It's critically low. Route test failure. Congrats to Hole-Poker. Sorry to see this game go like this for Kittenpaw, but I think he will be back for some other game and do a lot of damage.
Your lack of faith has brought you to this impasse.
Let's stay around a bit and see